And Lowry's going to grab it on the 11, comes straight up the middle, over the 20, a burst to the 25, breaks one tackle to the 30, and out to the 31. And Rusty Fiechner, back in that special team unit, makes the stop for the Wolverines. And the I formation, and Mark Anderson starting at fullback. Here's O'Donnell back to throw, getting a blitz from Marshall. Eludes him, now runs to his left. Hutchinson chasing. Wellborn comes up, and O'Donnell steps out of bounds with a gain of 3 at the 34-yard line. Great story. Back to throw is O'Donnell. Abrams blitzing this time, and he's got him back on the 20 with plenty of help in that backfield from Brent White, and then a late rush from Chris Hutchinson. A loss of 14 on the sack by the Wolverines. They blitzed on the first 2 plays against Neil O'Donnell. It's David Carr. He's on the right. Backs are split. O'Donnell drops to throw. Blitz coming again. It's a screen on the left side, and the ball is caught out there by Ricky Johnson. He gets a yard or 2, and that is it. Gain of 2 to the 22. 4th and long. Maryland will have to kick it away. Wellborn will grab it at his 41 and go to his left. He's got a seam. Look out for the 50. 45, and he's down to the Maryland 42. Trip Wellborn nearly broke that one. He was hauled down by Dean Green, the wide receiver, and Michigan starts in great field position after that punt of 37 yards and the return by Wellborn of 17. Brings it out right side, juggled but caught by Callaway. Cuts upfield inside the 35, down to about the 32, where the tackle was made by Scott Rosen, the left cornerback. That'll go as a gain of 9. Ford straight up the middle. And he'll get a first down for the Wolverines on a gain of about 4 to the 28. They're actually at the 27. Backs are split. Howard in motion left where Callaway split. Handoff Ford. He's sweeping the left, looking for a block. He gets one out there from Desmond Howard. Cuts upfield inside the 25. Down to about the 23. 2nd and 6. Here's a fake to Bowles. Gerback to throw. He's firing into the corner of the end zone. Callaway goes up at the goal line. He has it. Is it a touchdown? Yes. Touchdown, Michigan. The signal coming late from the official as he turned around Scott Rosen. Gerback hung it up in the air. Callaway had to wait at the goal line for the football, but hauled it in while Rosen was delivering a blow. And the Wolverines go on top with that quick 41-yard drive in just 4 plays. Gerback hitting Callaway with the 23-yard touchdown toss.
That was a flag route. He pressed the post, and he came back to the flag. It was the same route that Gerback missed last week when Callaway was wide open. Callaway is playing tremendous football. He's a fine wide receiver.
J.D. Carlson, the hero of last week's game with his 4 field goals, including the game winner with a second left, will boot the extra point out of the hold of Ken Solomon, and it is good. 11:25 to go in the first quarter. Michigan 7, Maryland nothing, and there's an injured Wolverine down on the field. And we'll be back to check on Leroy Horde, who is down, after we come back following these words on the Michigan Football Network. Leroy Horde came off the field pretty much under his own power. John Albertson's first kickoff was short. J.D. Carlson will boot this one to the Terrapins. Lowry and Johnson are deep. Here's Carlson's kick. It's hooking toward the near sideline and will go out of bounds around the 2 or the 3. Well, that's a little better kick. It's deeper, but Carlson's going to have to do it again because he booted it out of bounds. The Wolverines will be penalized 5 yards. We'll have to kick from the 30. Carlson all set to go now, this time from the 30. Here's his kick. This is a low floater that hits at the 18, bounces over Lowry's head. He goes back, gets it on the 8, goes to his left, 15. He's hemmed in. He's trying to go wide. He's hit on the 20 and just mauled there by 6 or 7 Wolverines. Terrapins split 3 men wide now, including Ricky Johnson. Dan Spinelli's in at fullback. Fake to him. O'Donnell backfires quickly right side, and it is caught by Barry Johnson up near the 30-yard line. Boy, I'll tell you what, it looked like Alex Marshall dropping into coverage nearly knocked that ball down. And he gets the handoff, and he's going to be hit for a loss by Brent White back on the 28-yard line. Great penetration by Brent White, and that is the first time Dennis Spinelli has been stopped for a loss this year. Ricky gets the handoff, breaks a tackle at the line, and fights up over the 30 all the way out to the 35. Finally, Wellborn and Murray came up to make the stop, but that's a gain of 7 for Ricky Johnson, the former junior college transfer, and a first down for Maryland, their first of the game, and Alex Marshall comes up limping. Johnson and Spinelli in the backfield, pro set. O'Donnell straight back to throw, has time, looking left, pumps once, now running out of there. Hemmed in, he's going to be sacked by Hutchinson, back on the 26. Well, Teeter let him get away for a moment, but Hutchinson wouldn't, and O'Donnell, for all his twisting and turning, winds up losing about 9 yards on Michigan's second sack of the day. Second down, about 19 to go. Both wideouts to the right. Johnson and Green. One setback, Spinelli. A fake to him. O'Donnell back to throw. Looking left. Hemmed in. Now Brent White chasing. Here comes Abrams. They've got him again. He runs out of bounds and is hauled down at the same time around the 24. Michigan shoving Maryland backwards. Third down and a ton. O'Donnell to throw. Sets up near the 15. Goes down the middle. He's got Green. He's hit. Fumbles the ball. And Michigan has recovered. Beta Murray made the hit on Dean Green. And Bobby Abrams recovered the fumble around midfield. He had the first down, catching the ball up the seam of the zone, and Beta Murray wrapped him up and shook the ball loose. And Michigan gets it back again in great field position. They'll mark it on the Maryland 49. McMurtry, Callaway in motion. Ford and Bowles in the backfield. Here's the draw play. Bowles wrapped up in the backfield, and he'll be stopped for a loss. Back in Michigan territory, it's Scott Saylor, the linebacker. That play was destroyed by Rick Fleece, the nose man, though. He got penetration. And Bowles loses 2 on the draw. Backs are split this time. Michigan likes to throw out of this formation, as we told you earlier. 7-0 they lead. They're running here. It's a sweep to the right with Horde, and he turns the corner. Gets it down to the Maryland 45, and then he is hit out there by Rosen and knocked out of bounds at the 44. That'll be a gain of about 7 on the play and set up 3rd down and 5 for the Wolverines.
The fact.
Yeah, the good part is I don't have to answer for the decisions. He does. 3rd down and 5 for the Wolverines at the Maryland 44. They lead 7-0. Out of the eye, Gerback. Play action fake. Drops to throw. Fires. And Callaway's got it on a curl at the 30. Spins inside of Michael Hollis. Is hauled down by the pursuing linebacker, Phil DeMaria. That'll be plenty for a first down at the Maryland 27-yard line. Michigan backs in the eye again. Here's a fake to Bowles. Gerback to throw. Firing on a curl. McMurtry's got it at the 15. That was an absolute rope. He's hit immediately, hauled down at the 13 by free safety Mike Thomas. But that is a gain of about 14 more on the pass from Gerback to McMurtry, and another Michigan first down. He turns and gives to Bowles from the 13. He tripped over the legs of Kokose, fumbled the football, and it looks like he got it back down there at the bottom of the pile. He did. Got about a yard on the play. Catch it. Very nice man. Wishbone now for the Wolverines on 2nd and 9 from the Maryland 12. Leggett is at fullback, and straight to throw is Gerback. He fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Greg McMurtry. He just split a seam between the corner and the safety, and Gerback threw another rope in there for the touchdown, and Michigan leads it 13-0 with 6:23 to play in the first quarter.
Quick post, and he hit him on the break. Elvis looks excellent. Boy, he is throwing the ball nicely today.
Well, he has completed every one of his 5 passes here in the first quarter for 74 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Now here's the Sports Illustrated Player of the Week, Frank.
The Special Teams Player of the Week, J.D. Carlson. I'll guarantee you he got no votes the first week. He got him last week, and now he's got his second extra point of the game, and Michigan leads it 14-0. With 6:23 remaining here in the first quarter, we're going to pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network. And touchdown pass, this one to Greg McMurtry. Carlson to kick it off with a 14-0 lead, and he really booms this one. Hits it over the head of Bren Lowry through the end zone, out of the field of play. That's the kind of kickoff Bo's been looking for. And Bren Lowry, the tailback, splits out to the left. One setback, Mark Anderson. And he gets the handoff coming off right tackle, puts a shoulder down right into the... Got a standing ovation after that first game he played. Sat out all of last year. Still got the Lombardi Award of Courage. And he's getting the start here today. Handoff, left side, Lowry breaks through off guard, and he fights up over the 30 out to the 34. That'll be a first down. Gain of 11 for Bren Lowry. Touchdown, Buddy. Get an entry blank at any of the Detroit area Buddy's Pizza locations. Well, Neil O'Donnell, the quarterback, didn't like what he saw when he came to the line of scrimmage. He uses a timeout. Green and Johnson split to the left. Lowry to the right. And the only setback is Anderson. O'Donnell straight back to throw. Has time on a 4-man rush. Fires it left side. Caught by Barry Johnson. Turns upfield with a lot of cushion over the 45 and out to the 46. And Todd Plate, who has replaced Lance Dutton at that wide side corner, ran him out of bounds. And David Arnold's turned out to be a tough man to replace at that position. Arnold, who graduated. Straight up the middle on first down. Anderson on a trap play is over midfield. Maryland into Michigan territory all the way to the 46. Fight are the defensive ends. or tackles, if you will. Here is a fake to Lowry. O'Donnell back to throw and delivers the football. Bobbled by Green, and it falls incomplete. J.J. Grant nearly got an interception. In a power right, Anderson and Lowry. Here comes Dean Green in motion right, and it's a toss to Anderson. Sweeping that way, turns it upfield. First down. Todd Plate knifes in to chop him down, but not till he got to the 41 pounds. But it's a running play. And then the toss back on the flea flicker to O'Donnell, throwing deep. Beta Murray cuts across, bats it in the air, and then it's nearly caught on the rebound by a second receiver, Dan Frunzik, coming across the middle. Incomplete pass, and Murray is down. He really collided with Wellborn back with Notre Dame on one of those kickoff returns for a touchdown. 2nd and 10. O'Donnell back to throw. Has time. Pumps once. Now goes down the middle. Off the hands of his receiver, Frunzik. Murray still out of there. Corwin Brown is back there at that safety spot. 3rd and 10. O'Donnell signals something out to Barry Johnson. His receiver split left. Drops to throw. Pumps once, twice. Goes down the right sideline. Over the head of Green. Incomplete. 4th down coming up. Maryland's going to have to punt. Deep at his own 10. DeArmas is only 13 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He gets his kick away. Hangs it high. Wellborn calling for a fair catch. Comes up and grabs it on the 12. Gets its worst field position of the game. Started the first 2 drives in Maryland territory. Wolverines lead it 14-0 with 3:46 to go in the first quarter. In the eye for Gerback, starting at his own 13. Horde and Bowles behind him. Both wideouts to the right. Handoff, Bowles coming left. He high steps it over the legs of Horde, who was trying to get a block on Larry Webster, the defensive tackle. And Bowles has got about 3 to the 16 after they've moved it well on the ground. 2nd down, 7. Wolverines on their own 16. Gerback straight back to throw, looking right, fires it in the flat, caught by Derek Walker, got it at the 20. He wrestles with the strong safety Eddie Tomlin out near the 23, and looks like he has a first down. McMurtry and Callaway check that Howard split left. Howard now in motion right. He stops, comes back. Out of the eye, misdirection look, handoff Bowles going to his right, hit from behind and spun down at the 25. This year, too. That's a good young defense developing for Coach Joe Kreback. Here's a fake to Bowles. Gerback to throw, firing on a curl, batted away by Eddie Tomlin from McMurtry out around the 40. 3rd down, about 8 to go from the 25 as the wave makes its way around Michigan Stadium. Gerback fakes to Bowles, drops to throw, has time, lofting it up right sideline for Callaway, overthrown. He made a great recovery to reach up over Eddie Tomlin, the safety, around the Maryland 40-yard line, but Gerback just threw that one too far. Stapleton averaged over 45 yards on his 2 official kicks last week. He had another great one on that roughing the kicker penalty. Boomed out of bounds at the 6. Low snap. He picks it up, kicks it away. Low kick, end over end. Hits around the 40-yard line, bounces down near the 35. Now takes a Maryland hop back to the 40, and Trip Wellborn swats it away there. So Stapleton, after the low snap, kicks it just 35 yards. And Maryland will take over in good field position on its own 40-yard line, with Michigan leading 14-0 and 1:43 remaining in the first quarter. Tight end Carr is also on the left. The backs are in an eye. Spinelli and Ricky Johnson. Misdirection look. Johnson up the middle, gets some good blocking. The hole is there. He fights his way up over midfield.
That's important, but they also got to get the tackle upfield and get him trapped out with the pass action.
Hutchinson, White, and Teeter up front. 2nd down. Ricky Johnson gets the call at left tackle, and he's going nowhere. He's going to be stopped for a little loss. Ricky Johnson and Dean Spinelli, and here's the option look and a toss to Johnson going left. He's hit at the 50, but dives forward, and with Marshall holding on, he gets a first down to about the 47. In motion to the right, the wide receiver, Dean Green. Here's a fake to Johnson. Back to throw. Donald blitz coming from Anderson. He gets away. Now rolling to his right. Tripped up from behind by Abrams for Michigan's 4th sack back on the 41-yard line. As the Wolverines continue to apply pressure with that blitzing defense. That's the end of the first quarter here at Michigan Stadium with our score, Michigan 14. Maryland nothing. We pause for these words on the Michigan territory. Hit finally by Dotton as he got to the 43 and hauled down around the 41. Good, fumbled the ball away after getting the first down though. One setback Anderson as Lowry goes in motion right. O'Donnell drops to throw. Blitz coming, fires right side. It's caught by Ricky Johnson. He's got a first down inside the 35 at the 33. It's out of 8 for 81. O'Donnell 4 out of 8 for 47. Michigan 102 yards, Maryland 60. Michigan 14-0. Handoff, Ricky Johnson going left. He's hit and fumbles the ball. It's loose, and the Wolverines have got it. It's Beta Murray back in the lineup. after being injured earlier, who came up with the football at the 24-yard line of Michigan. Slot that way. And one of the defensive linemen jumped. Play unfolds, but whistles are blown, and play won't count. Derek Steele, who's just checked in up front, is the man who jumped offside. Now he's throwing punches at Tom Doring.
Yeah, he should be penalized there, Frank. They can't
flag on that, though.
They should throw a flag on that.
1st and 5 now for the Wolverines after that walk-off. We said Drozdov is in replacing Steele. Here's a fake to Bowles. Gerback to throw, and he wants to go deep and does on the post route to McMurtry. He's got it behind the defense at the 30. Hit from behind by Michael Hollis. Hauled down at the 22-yard line. 49 yards on that post route from Gerback to McMurtry, and this time Elvis didn't underthrow him.
McMurtry simply went up and got that ball over the defenders, too. He was in full stride, and he went high in the air to catch it, and that ball was on the line. Interestingly enough, McMurtry was covered there, and Howard had run underneath, and he was wide open up the sideline. But you don't take it back, Frank. You'll accept the post completion.
Especially for 49 yards, the longest play this year for Michigan from scrimmage. They're threatening to add to their 14-0 lead now at the Maryland 22. McMurtry gets a breather. Howard split left. Callaway right. Backs are split. And they run out of this again. Horde sweeping right. Bowles didn't get a very good block. And Horde is going to be dropped for a loss on the 26 by Joel Good, the defensive end, whom Bowles had missed. You got to keep throwing out of that formation. 2nd down and 14 on the 26. Handoff, Bowles going left. Gets a good block from Horde. Cuts upfield 20. Now to the middle. 15. He's hit by the safeties. Tomlin and Thomas goes down at the 14. And he'll be a little short of a first down, but good hard running by Tony Bowles there for a gain of about 12. Howard split right. One tight end. That's Walker on the left. Out of the bone, the handoff to Horde. He's going right. Gets a good block from Bowles. Cuts upfield. First down. 10-yard line all the way down to the 6, the 5. Before the tackle's made by Scott Rosen. 5, 2 tight ends. D-Bold right, Walker left. Wishbone formation. Leggett, Bowles, and Horde. And Horde gets the handoff. Power off tackle right. Bounces outside. Sweeps around the corner. Gets it down near the 1-yard line. And Glenn Page, the inside linebacker, nudged him out of bounds before Leroy Horde could get into the end zone. Bone again with 2 tight ends. Handoff Horde. Same play. This time he's met in the backfield. He fights forward. Nearly broke the tackle. Gets it back to the 2-yard line. Joel Good got in there, and Horde nearly pulled away, and he had a hole he was fighting toward that would have got him to the end zone. But Joel Good, 6'2" and 222 from that defensive end spot, held on and brought him down. Right hash mark. They're sweeping left with Bowles this time. He gets a block from Horde, racing for the corner. Will he make it? Yes, touchdown, Michigan. Tony Bowles just got in. And the Wolverines lead it 20-0. With 11:09 to go here in the first half, Tony Bowles sweeps 1 yard around left end. The Wolverines go 76 yards in 7 plays. J.D. Carlson is out to attempt his 3rd extra point of the game. Well, the key play on that drive, the 49-yard bomb on the post cut from Gerback to McMurtry that got him down to the 22. Here's the snap. It's a good one. Placed down by Solomon. The kick is up and good. 11:09 remaining in the first half. It's Michigan 21, Maryland 0, and we pause now for these words on the Michigan Football Network. Well, that touchdown drive played 76 yards. That's what Bo's been looking for, a sustained drive. Finally, he gets one in the 3rd game. Carlson's kickoff is high and short. And Ricky Johnson will grab it at the 13 and head for his right over the 20. Got a seam at the 25, and then it closes as he got out over the 30. He's still fighting, though, and he's all the way out to the 35.
Together, bunched up, and the give is off to Foster. He fell down, and he is in the end zone for the touchdown.
Late second, Eastern 10, Western 0, Frank.
Here on first down, O'Donnell back to throw, fires quickly up the right sideline. It is caught by Dean Green over midfield. He'll be hauled down by David Key at the Michigan 49. That'll be a gain of about 16 and a first down for Maryland. Maryland trailing by 3 touchdowns, both wideouts left. And here's a play-action fake, rolling left O'Donnell to throw under some pressure. Fires to Green. He's got it inside the 30. Went up, made a good grab, hit by Todd Plate. Down he goes at the 28. 21 more yards. First down, Maryland. Brent Lowry and Spinelli are in the backfield. Lowry coming in motion to the left on first down at the Michigan 28. O'Donnell straight back to throw. Blitz coming. Gets it away. Firing deep right sideline. In the end zone. It is caught. It's a touchdown for Maryland as Lance Dotton went up in the air, but it was taken away from him by Barry Johnson. And Maryland is on the board with a quick drive just like that. A 28-yard touchdown pass from Neil O'Donnell to Barry Johnson. Consistently, you also can use up a lot of time on the clock and save your defense. Here's DeArmas's kick. It's high and short, and Bowles grabs it on the 10 at the left side, comes upfield, gets to the middle, breaks free over the 30, out to the 35, and he's finally hauled down at the 35 or 36-yard line by linebacker Glenn Page. The 6, 5, 4. Gerback calling the signals. 2 seconds. He just gets the play off, fakes it to Horde, drops to throw, fires near side. It's underthrown. Howard goes low, can't catch it. Incomplete. Howard and McMurtry split left. Howard now coming in motion right from that flanker spot. Here's a draw play against the blitz. It's going to work. Bowles breaks free. 40, 45, 50. He breaks it loose. 40, 30. Tony Bowles being chased by Scott Rosen will go all the way. Touchdown. 64 yards for Tony Bowles, the speedster out of Westland, John Glenn. And there's, Bob, you saw the pure combination of speed and power.
He just accelerated through the grasp of a couple tacklers. Bowles, I think he runs a 4.3. They have him timed. He's one of the fastest men in college football, as evidenced by a great run there. He has the extra gear. It's like a Tony Dorsett extra gear. He can just accelerate through a hole and through the grasp of tacklers.
And so Tony Bowles, who had only 99 yards in the first 2 games combined, breaks off a 64-yard run. He's got 83 yards and 2 touchdowns in 7 carries this afternoon. Carlson's extra point attempt now is up in the air out of the hold of Solom, and it is good. And with 10:03 left in the first half, Michigan leads it by 3 touchdowns again. 28-7 our score. We're going to pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network. Check that. Use 22 seconds. Screen pass, left side. It is caught out in the flat by Bren Lowry. Flag down. I think we had a clip or a hold out in the flat as Lowry cut up over the 20 to the 22 where Alex Marshall made the tackle. But it looked like J.J. Grant got clipped over there.
Obvious clip.
Ball back on the 8-yard line. 1st and 17. There's a draw play to Mark Anderson, spinning up the middle, runs into Hutchinson at the 10. Backs are split. O'Donnell to throw. Blitz coming from Wellborn. He gets away from him and runs right into the arms of Hutchinson at the 7. Michigan's 5th sack as they came with the safety blitz.
The punch short.
Corwin Wallace off that left side has been close to DeArmas twice. Let's see if he gets through this time. Wellborn standing on his own 46 awaiting the kick. Here's the snap. Wallace doesn't get through. The kick is low and short. Wellborn watches it hit at the 45, goes up in the air, bounces all the way back to the Michigan 42. He's stutter stepping, trying to set up some blocks, doesn't get much, and gets it only back to the Michigan 45. So did from that long touchdown run. Both wideouts to the left, Callaway and Howard. Running play, Horde up the middle, makes a nice move to elude Greg Hines and fights forward to about the 48. JR Detroit, where Rich Kincaid will have a complete rundown of all of today's college football scores right after the game. The score, Michigan's been running out of this formation today. And throwing this time, though, Gerback straight back to throw, under some pressure, fires near sideline. McMurtry comes down and reaches low to make the catch off his shoe tops and steps out of bounds at the Maryland 43. Congratulations, Blake. You did a good job on McMurtry. Gerback pulled out from center. Elliott hadn't snapped it. He comes back down, gives the ball to Leggett off left tackle, and Leggett gets about 3 to the 40. It'll be 2nd and 7. I think Gerback's the only one who forgot the snap out there.
Gerback pulled out, actually. Somehow he kept his hands in there, was able to receive the snap, but he pulled back. It almost looked like he was shifting back to a shotgun formation.
Had the presence of mind to stay where they were. They remembered the snap count. Backs in the eye now. Howard in motion left. Here's a fake to Horde. Gerback to throw. Firing near side. It is short of the intended receiver, Callaway, around the 25. He's taken a beating with 5 sacks. 3rd and 7, Michigan. Gerback drops to throw. Good protection going down the middle. Oh, Desmond Howard let it get through his hands. Incomplete. 4th. Back deep. Bren Lowry. Here's the snap. No pressure. Stapleton hangs it high. This one looks like it's going to make the end zone, though, and it does on the fly. So Maryland takes over on its own 20, trailing Michigan 28-7. 5:43 to go in the first half. Here it's been all Michigan, 28-7. From the 20, the handoff goes to the tailback, Ricky Johnson, and Brian Townsend is up in the hole from outside linebacker to meet him. He gets a yard or two. Backs are split now on 2nd and 8. O'Donnell straight to throw, fires right side, and it's caught out in the flat by the fullback Spinelli. He turns it upfield over the 30, out to the 33, run out of bounds there by Todd Plate and Trip Wellborn. That'll be a first down. Here's 6'5", 243, off a fake. O'Donnell to throw, firing near side. It is a little low, and Johnson goes down and gets it at midfield. Good catch right there for a gain of 17. Barry Johnson took it right off the turf. 3 receivers split wide. Here's a fake to Spinelli. O'Donnell, quick throw to the right sideline, caught by Barry Johnson, fighting inside the 40. Tackled by Todd Plate on that wide side corner again. It'll be a gain of about 12 to the 38. Another Maryland first down. And we'll see if they do that. In motion comes Dean Green to the left. Backs in the eye. Here's a fake to Ricky Johnson. Back to throw. O'Donnell got time. Now late pressure, and Bobby Abrams on the blitz has him. Michigan's 6th sack. Back on the 45-yard line. Down, 17 to go after sack number 6. Draw play. Ricky Johnson stutter stepping up the middle, hit by Townsend. Fights down to about the 41, maybe the 40. Veda Murray came in there to help out on the tackle. Here's O'Donnell back to throw. Blitz coming. He is chased by Hutchinson, throws it away, and Teeter almost intercepted it. And a flag is thrown. Now let's see what that's all about. That may be an illegal man downfield. And now they're waving off the penalty, ruling the pass was behind the line of scrimmage. 28-7. Here comes the rush. Oh, they almost got through. Lance Dotton nearly got it. The kick will sail into the end zone, and it will bring it out to the 20 on the touchback. Lance Dotton nearly blocked it. Next to Leroy Horde in the pro set. Callaway split out to the left. Desmond Howard to the right. Tight end Derek Walker is on the right. Back to throw Gerback. 4-man rush. Trying to set up a screen. He's all the way back at the goal line. Get rid of it, Elvis. He's running to his left at the 5, and he's going to be chased out of bounds at the 10-yard line by Joel Good, the defensive end. Mistake there, Bob. He should have thrown it away.
Sure, he almost retreated into his own end zone.
Bowles going in motion. Horde the only setback. And he gets it on the draw, coming off the right side. Got a big hole, 15, breaks 1 tackle, 2 out over the 20, and he's all down at the 24. And showing blitz. Here they come. Gerback gets it away near side. McMurtry reaches down. He can't catch this one, though. It'll go as an incomplete pass and set up 4th down. Michigan will have to punt. And catches one good. It'll be over his head. Maryland comes after this kick. Nearly got there. And Stapleton absolutely booms it. Lowry lets it hit. It hits at the 20, goes straight up in the air. He didn't get the hop he wanted, but that is just a great punt under pressure. It winds up going 56 yards. Chris Stapleton doing a great job. And right sideline, the ball is caught out in the flat by Bren Lowry. He'll step out of bounds at the 25, a gain of just 4. Right back to throw. Blitz coming, fires near side, way out of the reach of Barry Johnson. He was trying to make the sideline cut, but O'Donnell was getting a lot of pressure back there once again. The Wolverines continue to blitz him. John Milligan, who's checked in at inside linebacker, was coming that time. He got Plate, Key, Wellborn, Murray, and Otis Williams in the secondary. 3 wideouts on 3rd and 6. Maryland on its own 25. Back goes O'Donnell. 4-man rush. Got time. Now gets late pressure from Osmond. Goes down the middle. Dropped over the 40-yard line by Barry Johnson. Here's the snap. They're coming. DeArmas gets it away. Well, he read it right because DeArmas busts it all the way back to the 22. Wellborn drops it, retreats to the 15, and dives on the football. So Bo does now with 43 seconds left in the first half. 7 lead.
He's not going to risk an interception here.
Draw play. Bowles coming up the middle, picking his way, gets a couple out to the 18, and that is all. Larry Webster there. Seconds left in the half. McMurtry replaces Howard in the Michigan offense. 2 seconds left in the half. 1, and they won't get this play off. That's the end of the first half here at Michigan Stadium. The Wolverines exploding for 4 touchdowns, 2 in each of the first 2 quarters. And they head to the locker room here at the intermission, leading Maryland by a score of 28-7. And we'll be back with our halftime festivities right after these words, right here on the Michigan Football Network.
Confederated put together the whole right.
It down there. It bounces at the 20. And it's finally picked up back on the 17 by Bowles, going to his right with a wall of blockers. Cuts upfield to the 30, 35, nearly broke loose. Tony's out to the 40-yard line. Well, for a moment there, it didn't look like any Wolverine was going to pick up the ball after Bernie Leggett slowed it down with a hand. To the left, Desmond Howard to the right. Bowles and Horde in the backfield. Here comes Bowles, heads toward left tackle, then angles back toward the middle of the field and gets two. Page, leading tackler for Maryland, also in there. Here's a fake to Bowles. Gerback back to throw. So much for the running game. Fires incomplete left sideline. Intended for Derek Walker, who is pulling away from the free safety Mike Thomas. Gerback led him a little too much. The only setback. Gerback to throw. Blitz coming. He's got time. Goes down the middle. And Horde makes the catch off a deflection. Breaks a tackle and then slips as he makes his cut at the 47. He'll go down 3 yards short of a first down. Mike Thomas, the free safety, finally hauled him down. That ball looked like it was tipped in the air by the defender, Thomas, and then Horde made the catch.
I don't believe Horde was a receiver on that play. I think he was playing fullback, and I think he was a blocker on that particular instance, particularly with the blitz. Somehow Gerback tried to throw the ball. The ball bounced up in the air, and Horde almost made a great play. He only brought himself down by slipping.
Be Bren Lowry back deep. Here's the snap. Pressure. Stapleton just got it away. Wobbly kick off the side of his foot. Hits at the 25. Takes a Michigan bounce. 15, 10. Inside the 5. It'll be down by David Key. And there was nothing the return man, Bren Lowry, could do. That ball went off the side of Stapleton's foot. It winds up going as a 49-yard punt under some very heavy pressure. And the Terrapins are trapped back at their own 4-yard line. Backs in the eye, they are Lowry and Mike Anderson. And the handoff to Lowry, fullback lead, right side, cut back to the middle, over the 5, out to the 10, out to the 11. Wellborn finally made the tackle. In of about 7, Maryland with 2 tight ends, goes straight up the middle to Anderson, the fullback, and he plows forward to a first down over the 15. Eric Anderson and Brent White on the tackle for Michigan. Hitting with Lance Dotton. Trip Wellborn and Veda Murray, the safeties. Off a fake, O'Donnell drops to throw, getting pressure from Abrams. Pulls away and then fires incomplete left sideline. Abrams nearly got Michigan's 7th sack. Here's a toss sweep to Anderson, the fullback, going right. He cuts upfield, runs right into the arms of J.J. Grant around the 19. He'll get about 3. It'll set up 3rd and 7. Lowry to the right, Green out to the left, along with Johnson. And back to throw O'Donnell, getting some heat, fires behind Barry Johnson. He got his hands on it with a dive, couldn't hold it at the 25. 4th down coming up, and Maryland has to punt it away from its own 19. Flags down, clipping Michigan. All the way down goes Wellborn to the Maryland 40-yard line, but the flags will be clipping against the Wolverines' Barry Kelly, the backup fullback. They were thrown almost immediately. Ball near the left hash mark. McMurtry split out to the left. Callaway to the right. Tight end Derek Walker's on the right. The backs are split. Bowles is deep. Gets the handoff coming off the right side. No room there. He'll get it up to the 45, and that is it. 2nd down and 8. Michigan on its own 45. Leading the ball game 28-7 with 10:20 left in the 3rd quarter. Howard in motion right. McMurtry split left. Now Howard goes back the other way. Running play. Horde sweeps out of split backs. Upfield over the 50. Fighting forward down to the Maryland 46. First down. Gain of 9 for Leroy Horde. 46. That's 12 first downs for Michigan now. Gerback handing it to his lone setback Horde. Nice cutback move. They're trying to strip the ball from him, but Leroy's holding on and driving those legs. He's down to the 40-yard line. Callaway split wide side to the right. McMurtry short side left. 2 tight ends, only setback Horde. Little trap play up the middle. Leroy fighting forward. Gets down near a first down. First down for Michigan at the Maryland 36. Howard now in motion left. This is where Michigan lulls you to sleep. They run, and all of a sudden they'll pass. Not now. Horde on that sweep right on a split backs, and Bowles didn't get a block at all. And Webster and Bradford are there to drill Leroy Horde for a loss back on the 43. Star yard, right? Out of the eye now. Bowles and Horde behind Gerback. 2nd and 12 at the Maryland 38. Fake the Bowles. Gerback to throw. Under some pressure. Delivers the ball. Incomplete. Callaway dove. Couldn't get it on the sideline, and Gerback slow getting up. McMurtry split left. Howard to the right. And back goes Gerback to throw, and the whistles blow. He might have taken too much time. Down there goes Callaway in motion to the left. McMurtry's got man-to-man coverage on the near side. Big blitz coming. Gerback's going to throw it deep for McMurtry. He's trying to get position. He gets it on Scott Rosen. He's inside the 5. Rosen hauls him down at the 1. What a job by McMurtry. Adjusting to the ball. Jumping over the head of the cornerback Rosen to make the catch, then keeping his feet and running down to the 1-yard line for a 42-yard gain.
That was a result of McMurtry's height advantage and his ability to jump to go up and get that ball. Nice job by Gerbeck recognizing the blitz. A great job by the two backs there, Bowles and Horde. They picked up those two blitzing linebackers.
Yarder. He's got 5 catches for 126 yards. First and goal from inside the 1. Out of the wishbone, the handoff. Horde off right tackle. Nobody there to meet him. Touchdown, Michigan. Leroy Horde goes over. And the Wolverines lead it by the score of 34-7.
Gigantic hole there, Frank. Well blocked. It was a little, almost a cross buck out of the wishbone.
Now the fullback Leggett came right up the middle. Horde running really from left halfback came across the formation to the right side, and there was just nobody there, and that's 71 yards in 9 plays. The key, the 3rd and 17 pass for 42 yards to McMurtry. J.D. Carlson will attempt the extra point to put Michigan up by 35-7 with 7:19 to play in the 3rd. Solom puts it down. The kick is up, and it is good. So Michigan starts the second half with a 71-yard drive. Right here, with 7:19 remaining, the Wolverines have scored the first points of the 3rd quarter. They lead it 35-7 as we pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network. Leroy Horde's second touchdown of the year gives Michigan a 35-7 lead. J.D. Carlson to kick it off. Hits it deep. Going back, Ricky Johnson grabs it on the 3. Heads up the left side, 10. Tries to go outside at the 15. He's hemmed in over there and wrestled out of bounds right at the 20-yard line by Corwin Brown. One setback now. O'Donnell gives it to him. That's Spinelli, the fullback. Going to his right, he's hit by Osmond, fighting forward, met by J.J. Grant. He's got it to the 25. Ouch. Well, it is for anyone who might have wagered on the game. That would be a big ouch. Here's the handoff. Ricky Johnson coming off the left side on 2nd and 5. He's up to the 29-yard line. Osmond on the nose. J.J. Grant, John Milligan in there, along with Brian Townsend and Bobby Abrams. Off a fake. O'Donnell back, swings it out right side to Spinelli as fullback. He's got it, cuts over the 45. Wellborn tripped him up. And Spinelli falls forward to about the 48, a gain of 9. It's in the eye now. Ricky Johnson running behind Dennis Spinelli. And they hand it to the fullback. Spinelli finds a seam up the middle, and I don't know what tripped him up. He falls at the Michigan 44. There wasn't a blue shirt around. And Maryland down at the Michigan 44. In motion to the left comes Dan Prunzik, the wide receiver, off a fake. O'Donnell rolling left to throw under some heat. Fires Prunzik. Oh, man, did he see a hit coming from Wellborn. He let the ball get away. Incomplete.
He looked at Wellborn before he caught the ball.
Toss sweep to Lowry coming left with flags down. He breaks the tackle at the 35, 30, into the secondary, inside the 20. Finally hauled down by David Key, and Todd played around the 17-yard line. And it was good for about 27 yards, but all for naught.
That was out on the perimeter. I believe maybe one of the receivers was trying to block a defensive back there. In fact, did.
They don't anymore. They're on the map in college football. Back to throw. O'Donnell. He fires up near midfield. Bobby Abrams knocks it down. Good play, cutting right in front of the wide receiver, Barry Johnson. 3 receivers split wide now, including the tailback, Bren Lowry. Spinelli, the only setback. He'll stay in the block. Blitz coming. They're setting up a screen to Spinelli. He's got it at the 40. Up to the 45. Hauled down at the 47. Got 6. He needed 25. Maryland will have to punt it away. The inside runner will get you 1 or 2, but not 25. DeArmas to punt it away. Gets a low snap. Oh, almost got it blocked again. Kicks it away. Wellborn comes running up, grabs it on the 20. Got room to the 25. Eludes one man there. Fights up to the 30, and Maryland stands him up at the 31 or 2. He a 12-yard run back of that 33-yard punt. Michigan will put it in play from its own 32, 1st and 10. Safely ahead, 35-7, with 3:14 to go in the 3rd quarter. Leggett running at fullback now in front of the new tailback, Alan Jefferson. And Jefferson gets the call off left tackle and fights up over the 35 to about the 37. They got 5 there. It's 2nd and 5 at the 37. Gerback turns, gives to Jefferson, finds a little hole, plows forward with a good surge of the offensive line led by Kokozo. Out over the 40 to the 41. 2nd and 10. They decline the penalty after the incomplete pass. Here's a draw play. Jefferson going right, finds a little seam inside the 40, down to the 37, gain of 10, 1st down, Michigan. Michigan leading 35-7. Dan Yoka split slot left. Alexander wide, draw play. Jefferson up the middle. Some big hitting in there, and he gets it for about 5 down to the 32. 25 seconds to go in this third quarter. Michigan up 35-7. 2nd and 5 at the Maryland 32. Backs in the eye. Leggett gets the handoff at fullback, and he's hit by the noseman Felice almost immediately. Fights forward for maybe a yard. Set up 3rd down and 4, but that's going to be the final play of the third quarter. Clock winding down. Our score, Michigan 35, Maryland 7, heading to the final period. And we're going to pause right now for these words on the Michigan Football Network. One enjoying a 35-7 lead. Alexander split wide left. Desmond Howard in the slot. Jefferson in motion right. Leggett the only setback. Gurr back to throw. Big blitz coming. Lofts it out near side. Well short of Alexander and incomplete. Billy DiMatte. Out to attempt a long field goal. J.D. Carlson. This will be an attempt of 48 yards. Placed down by Solom. Kick is up. It's hooking, but it's good. A 48-yard field goal by J.D. Carlson out of the hold of Ken Solom. That one was hooking toward that left upright, Larry Henry, but it got through there with plenty to spare.
It sure did. It made the inside upright by 4 or 5 feet. It may be just as well they kicked the field goal.
I'm sure Bo told him he was the worst after that first game, even though he didn't attempt a field goal. But he missed his first extra point try. He had the bad onside kick, short kickoffs. Now he's a real hero around here. He moves forward to kick it away. And he hits it long toward the near side. Suggs comes over to field it. He's coming out of the end zone after falling down. Gets up over the 10, 15, out to the 18-yard line. I guess his knee didn't go down. The man back there with him, the running back Ricky Johnson, was telling him to get up because Larry had looked like his momentum carried him back into the end zone. Terrapins. He's a junior, 6'5" and 224. O'Donnell, 15 out of 26 for 197 yards. Zolak back to throw. He's a strong arm big fella. Swings it out near side. It is caught by the fullback Mike Anderson. Knocked out of bounds over there by Neil Simpson. Who's secondary remains the same. Running play. Handoff straight up the middle to James Matthews, the senior out of Brooklyn, New York. He played the second half last week against Clemson. Drops to throw. Has some pressure. Delivers the football complete to his tight end Brett Boley over the 20-yard line. He's chopped down by Mark Spencer out around the 24 or 5 after cutting upfield. He a gain of about 12 and set up 3rd down and 4 to go. Back there with Bren Lowry. Zolak calls the signals and drops straight back to throw. He's looking right now, fires down the middle. It's intercepted by Teeter and then dropped. And they're calling it an incomplete pass, and I don't believe that. David Key picked it up on the bounce after Teeter dropped it. Well, he nearly had an interception earlier and looked sure like he had one there, but the officials ruled that it's an incomplete pass. Looked to me like he had it, and when he hit the ground, it came out, Bob.
Teeter's becoming one of the best pass defending middle guards in the country.
Well, he almost had one earlier. He tipped it in the air and almost picked it off. This one he had in both hands, but he couldn't hold it when he hit the turf. Dan DeArmas will punt for Maryland. Back deep, Trip Wellborn standing on his 35. Here comes Corwin Wallace again. Couldn't get there. The kick is high and short. Wellborn grabs it on the run at his 47. Stutter steps crossing midfield, and he's wrapped up at the Maryland 47-yard line by the inside linebacker, Glenn Page.
Second quarter, B-line.
Taking over. He turns, gives to Jefferson. And on the straight dive play between left guard and tackle, Jefferson plows down inside the 45 and pulls to the 40 for following up on that for us. First down, Michigan, down at the Terrapins 25. Out of the eye, Odom gives to Jefferson. Right up the middle, a big hole. He's inside the 20. He's down to the 17. And Jefferson in the eye. Wilbur Odom calling the signals. Turns, gives the ball to Leggett out of the option look. And the fullback plowing forward, and that line's really shooting out there now, and they carry Leggett all the way down to the 12. Alexander and Jokic split to the right. Running play. Jefferson going left. Gets a block from Skrepenik and then plows into the back of Skrepenik. And I want you to know Jefferson moves Skrepenik 2 yards down to the 8. They had only 220 rushing yards in the first 2 games. They're almost to that in this one alone. Here comes Jefferson again up the middle. Pulls away from the grasp of Michael Hollis, the corner knifing in, and fights his way down to the 5. Third down, Michigan, about 3 to go from the Maryland 5. Here's a fake to Jefferson. Odom to throw. Fires it behind Jokic. Intercepted at the goal line. And heading up the field is Eddie Tomlin to the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20. And he is going to go all the way. We'll call it a 98-yard touchdown for Eddie Tomlin of Maryland. How do you like that? Wilbur Odom's first pass attempt was behind Dan Jokic, and Tomlin, who just moved to strong safety this week to replace the suspended Kevin Folks, picks it off and runs it back 98 yards.
Wow. He threw a ball. Initially, he turned around and either the backs went the wrong way or he turned the wrong way to fake. And then he threw the ball out in the flat to a man wide open, hit him right in the numbers, the Maryland player. 98 yards later, it's 6 points.
Well, I'm guessing that's the longest ever against Michigan. We'll try to confirm it in the book. Michigan's record interception return was Tom Harmon, 95 yards back in 1939. DeArmas to attempt the extra point, puts that left foot to it. It's up and it's good. And with 10:05 left in the ball game, our score, Michigan 38, Maryland 14, as we pause for these words on the Michigan Football Network. Brown against Virginia in 62. Now DeArmas won't try the kangaroo kick. He kicks it away, hangs it high. Desmond Howard comes up, grabs it on the 13, goes to his right, gets to the 20, tries to turn the corner, gets to the 25, and then is bumped into several Maryland players out of bounds around the 27. Bernie Leggett, Allen Jefferson, power left. Michigan starting on its own 28. Ball on the right hash mark. Here's the handoff to Leggett going off right tackle, and he stood up right at the line of scrimmage.
Really secure.
Well, he's been doing a lot of substituting today, though, really, but not in the offensive line. Solomon back to throw. Blitz coming. He gets rid of the ball near side. Jokic has it. Check it. It's Alexander at the 40-yard line. Hash mark at the Michigan 40. Backs in the eye. And Jefferson gets the handoff. He's going off tackle, bounces it out to his left, and Steele is out there to haul him down. Dean Dingman could not handle Derek Steele, and that Jefferson and Leggett in the eye. Jefferson comes in motion left. Here's a draw play. Leggett goes to his right, pulls away from one man, turns it upfield, 45, 50. He's into Maryland territory and finally hauled down from behind by free safety Ron Reagan at the 42. Credit for the effort, though. At some point we will. Here's Solomon giving it to Jefferson, going to his left, fighting forward inside the 40 to the 37, gain of about 4. Skeen, a redshirt freshman out of Fairview, Texas. 6'6" and 288. Handoff, Jefferson trying to sweep left, cuts it upfield. He's down inside the 30, and boy, did he get some blocking on that left side. Jokic split to the right, Alexander left. Ball's on the left hash at the 29-yard line. Handoff, Leggett out of split backs, comes up the middle, breaks one tackle. Got a defender riding his back, and he's finally hauled down by Mike Jarmolovich down at the 18-yard line. He's got 11 yards and another first down. 37 yards for Leggett now in 6 carries. This time, the handoff to Jefferson off a fake to Leggett, and it fooled no one. And in that backfield, Rick Fleece, the nose man, hauls him down for a loss of 6 back on the 24. Here's Solomon back to throw. Swings it out on 2nd and 16 to Jefferson, right side. He's got it, breaks one tackle, breaks 2. He's inside the 10. Allen Jefferson down to the 8 or the 7-yard line. And that is the talent of the high school back Michigan recruited out of De La Salle. And Jefferson, look at him wave to the crowd. He's so excited about that play.
It's great to see that enthusiasm, the excitement.
The only reason that he hasn't developed into a great college back is injury, Blade.
That's it. That's it. Boy, he ran through about four tackles there.
Leggett and Jefferson in the eye. Ball on the right hash. Van Dyne and Alexander split left. Handoff Jefferson off the right side. He's spun down at the 5-yard line. Bomb goal to go. Michigan on the 5. Wishbone with 2 tight ends. Walker left. Diebold right. Handoff. Levicius Johnson going right. He's hit in the backfield by Glenn Page, the linebacker, and hauled down for a loss on the 8. So Levicius Johnson getting his first carry of his collegiate career. Winds up with negative yardage. He's 5'10", 170. Redshirt freshman out of Chicago, Illinois. And they just ran out of time. Delay penalty against the Wolverines. Solom with the ball on the right hash. Drops the throw. Big blitz coming. Better get rid of it. He does. Incomplete down around the 5-yard line. Intended for Diebold. He was well covered, though, by Jack Bradford, the linebacker.
Brought it back 98.
J.D. Carlson to attempt a 30-yard field goal from the right hash. Solom's got it down. The kick is a low sidewinder, but it got through there. Somehow it's good. He's made 2 today, 6 in a row on the year. Carlson with a 30-yarder to up Michigan's lead to 41-14 with 3:45 left. We'll pause now for these words on the Michigan Football Network.
WJR.
Now Carlson will kick it off after his second field goal of the game from 30 yards. Ups Michigan's lead to 27 points. Here's a low floater. Bounces down at the 10. Ricky Johnson can't handle it. It bounces forward, and Suggs dives on it down at the 15. Scott Zolak continues at quarterback for the Terrapins. Has his back split. Drops to throw from the 16. Getting some pressure late from Evans. Fires left side incomplete. Intended for Richie Harris. All 149 pounds of it.
Sullivan back to throw. Looking. Got his pathway. It's going to be caught. Caught by little Ty Bell at the 40 to the 50. He could go all the way if he can break it to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 8-yard line. Ty Bell finally tracked down. Oh, my goodness. Are we going to hear it from Doug Babcock again?
That set up the winning field goal. Eastern takes Western 21-20.
Zolak back to throw here on 2nd and 10. It's his 16. He's going to be sacked inside the 10. Mike Evans was bringing big pressure. Down at the bottom of the pile, Sylvester Stanley was there as well. Michigan's 7th sack. It's caught by Prunzik. He breaks a tackle, hit at the 40, fumbles the ball, but recovers it himself up near the 45 with Coleman Wallace. And Zolak drops to throw. Got time. Here comes Evans now, running to his left. He fires, and it's caught. Left side by Harris at midfield. He does some jitterbugging out there, but he's hit by Wallace and rammed down at the Michigan 49. Steve Fichtner now in it, inside linebacker. Along with Chris Bone. Back to throw goes Zolak. Screen pass left side. It is caught by Ricky Johnson. Up the sideline he goes. He stepped out of bounds at the 40. Crowd buzzing because he was taken off all the way down to the 20, but he had stepped out at the 40 with a gain of 9. First down for Maryland. 2:47 left. 10 now. Here's the handoff to Ricky Johnson. He spins around at the line of scrimmage, going to his left, gets away from the outside linebacker Neil Simpson, and then Rusty Fichtner got out there to finish him off. They're giving the short pass. Zolak to throw, firing near side way over the head of his intended receiver, Barry Johnson. Coleman Wallace coming over on the coverage, but that one was 10 yards overthrown. It's 3rd down and 9 from the Michigan 40. Newth. 3rd and 9 at the 40. Back goes Zolak. Blitz coming, and he's hit, but pulls away, and then throws on the run complete on the left sideline to Ricky Johnson. Rusty Fichtner had a shot at him, but he got rid of the ball, completed it for a gain of 3. It brings up 4th down, and Maryland's going to call timeout with 2:06 to go. Blitz, Zolak to throw. Got time, flipping it out right side. Juggled, but caught by Barry Johnson. He stepped out of bounds at the 29. A gain of 8 and a first down. And the Terrapins keep this late drive alive. This is WJR Detroit, home of Michigan's most dependable news, sports, weather, and information. When backup quarterback Scott Zolak trying to lead Maryland to a late touchdown. They trail by 27. They're at the 29 of Michigan. He goes back to throw. Blitz coming Fichtner. He throws incomplete near side, and Neil Simpson has a flag thrown on him. He hit Ricky Johnson after the ball was clearly overthrown. Hash. Back to throw Zolak. He's firing it up. Left corner of the end zone. Barry Johnson made the catch over the back of Eric Bush, the defensive back on the play. A great juggling catch by Barry Johnson for his 2nd touchdown.
Bush actually had him
Maryland is on the board.
Bush actually had him wrapped up and almost had picked him up. Well, the receiver juggled the ball. That's what happens when you get man coverage. Usually the defender isn't able to get vision on the ball to make a play on the ball. So the receiver's able to gather himself and jump. That's how McMurtry caught the ball earlier when he made a great play earlier in the game for the long gain. And that's exactly what happened there.
So it's 41-20. Dan DeArmas will attempt the extra point. 84 yards in 9 plays. Here's the snap. Placed down. DeArmas' kick is up, and it's good. Well, it's Michigan 41, Maryland 21 with 1:53 to go. And we're going to pause now for these words on the Michigan Football Network. Back deep, Ford and Bowles just in case. Everybody moving to the right for Maryland. And DeArmas will squib it. The left-footed kicker bounces high in the air. It'll be grabbed by Michigan. It'll look like down at the bottom of the pile. Who is it with the football? It's Leroy Horde who got it around the Michigan 47. Handoff to the new running back, John Vaughn. He fights his way off left tackle over midfield. Gain of about 5 on the play to the 48 of Maryland. Second down, Wilbur Odom back in at quarterback. Handoff to Leggett up the middle, spinning forward. He'll have a first down to the Maryland 41 with 1:17 to go. Split right. Alexander left, handoff Vaughn, sweeping the right, looking for a block. Gets one from Leggett, turns the corner, 30, 25, flags down. And he's out of bounds. John Vaughn is around the 24-yard line. This is probably a holding call. Yard penalty. First down from there. Odom calling the signals. Drops to throw. Standing in, and he's heaving it deep on the post route for Jokic. Underthrown. Intercepted at the 12-yard line by Ron Reagan. With 52 seconds left. They must call him the Gipper as a nickname. What do you think? He'll go back to Maryland tonight and be very happy about his first collegiate interception.
Odom just has to start using some better discretion.
He did. Solak at quarterback for Maryland. 52 seconds left. He drops to throw. He's firing short, and it's caught over the 20-yard line by the tight end Boley. He'll be chopped down at about the 25 by Eric Bush. He is caught again by Boley up at the 35. Gain of about 8. Clock will continue to run. That's not a first down. Seconds left in the game. Looks, fires near side. It is caught by Ricky Harris. He runs out of bounds up at the 46-yard line. Team for 125 yards. He's unloading one deep down the left sideline. And this one is intercepted. Way downfield by Pat Maloney. It was well overthrown, and Maloney in good coverage on the wide receiver Ricky Harris on that side of the field made an interception and kept his feet in at the Michigan 18. Field hands it to Vaughn, sweeping the left, tries to turn the corner. He does, up to the 20. Hit as he crossed the 25, goes down near the 30-yard line with 5 seconds to go. Doug Lawrence, backup defensive back, made the stop. 1 second to go, and this one is over. The Michigan Wolverines have won their second in a row. No suspense in this one. The Wolverines building up a 35-7 lead after 3 quarters and then cruising home with this 41-21 victory over the Maryland Terrapins. And the whole key to the ball game was those 6 sacks in the first half that just totally took Maryland out of its offensive rhythm. Michigan wound up the ball game with 7 sacks on the day. The Wolverines doing a great job defensively. And offensively, Elvis Gerback had a big game. Tony Bowles broke loose for a couple of touchdowns in the first half, including one on a burst of 64 yards. And the Wolverines romped to victory today, scoring 2 touchdowns in each of the first 2 quarters, building up a 28-7 lead at the intermission, and then getting a touchdown in the third quarter from Leroy Horde. Their lead was as big as 38-7 this afternoon, before Maryland got 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, one on a 97-yard interception return. Maryland making the score a little bit more respectable.